totes of the marijuana smoke.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up? I keep forgetting how dope that intro is, yo. I'm sitting here geeking over the new things that Larry did for the podcast or whatnot, man. And thank you very much, Larry. I'm digging. I'm just going through, just playing with the different controls and stuff like that, and everything like that. So, yeah, welcome to another Friday. Happy Friday, everybody out there. Welcome to In the Basement, my Friday edition. Just in case if I can't make it on Sunday. Um, like I said, happy Friday in the basement. You can reach us 302-844-8725 on Instagram. Of course, you can see it on the screen as well. Instagram at in underscore dub period basement underscore podcast. Definitely like and follow on Twitch. Also on YouTube, you can follow us on In the Basement Podcast and also on Facebook. It sounds so good, you got to say it twice. In the Basement Podcast. How's everybody doing today? I am good. I am stoked. I'm just happy that some of this drama has got behind us. Shout out to everybody who still have faith in the Jets. Like me, I have faith in the Jets. A-aron finally has reunited with his buddy. I saw that on the Pat McAfee show on this. I believe it was like Wednesday, and he was just with his buddy and said, "Hey, I'm with blah 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 blah," and next thing you see Davante Adams, pop in the frame and whatnot. So congratulations, you done got your buddy. So now let's see if we can do things. Um, definitely want to say congratulations to the 2024 Hall of Fame class. NBA Basketball Hall of Fame class was actually announced this week. Of course, some of these people. I'm going to run it down real fast. We got Vince Carter, of course, class of '95, McBrown's All American class of '95, which I say was the best class. Chauncey Billups, who was also a part of that class as well. The great Michael Cooper, aka Coop. Walter Davis, aka the Greyhound, used to play for the Phoenix Suns. Unfortunately, his life took a turn, during his career, because of stuff that happened, off the court. But we're not going to tarnish his legacy here in the basement, because we just recognize people on the court that made a difference too as well. But definitely, Walter Davis is actually one of the great ones for the Phoenix Suns. Also, Coach Bo Ryan, Coach Charles Smith, the great Simone Augustus. If you don't remember, Simone Augustus used to play for LSU back in the day. Michelle Timms, who used to play for the Phoenix Mercury when the WNBA first started. Dick Barnett, Doug Collins as a contributor, Jerry West as a player and a contributor, Herb Simon, and Harley Redden. So definitely congratulations to those guys. Yeah. 1 second. Let me fix my audio real quick. Let's see here. There we are. Now I can hear myself. Good. But yeah, most of the headlines that we've seen so far, in regards to football, of course, the New York Jets were actually taking over the headlines this whole week with A-aron and Davante Adams. They're finally reunited on the New York Jets playing field. Davante Adams will play in Week 7. So if you have Davante Adams in your fantasy lineup, this is definitely the time to put him in. I definitely have them over Pittsburgh, even though they're going to be playing in Pittsburgh. But I think Davante Adams has experience playing against Pittsburgh, so that shouldn't be that should be like not any small feat, but we're going to check to see because he might be a little bit rusty. But for sure that Aaron Rodgers will be targeting him at least over 10 times. I say if you're a betting man, if you want to go on some of the wagering betting websites, I'm going to say over and under. I'm going to say Davante Adams is going to be targeted probably like 13 times. It's not going to be under 20, but it's going to be over 10. So my number is 13. So, also in football news, Amari Cooper has joined the Bills. Cam Akers is now playing for the Minnesota Vikings. Also in basketball news, if you didn't see on the Philadelphia 76ers, shout out to the Sixers. Paul George hyperextended, I believe I'm not sure if his right or left knee. I believe he hyperextended his knee. So he's going to be out for a minute. they're saying from the Citrus camp, saying like is everything is good. He got the imaging back like the next day, said everything is okay, no tears or anything like that. So hopefully he can get back. Speaking of tears, and speaking of hyperextension and just being out, Kawhi Leonard will be out indefinitely. Actually, I got that yesterday. He's going to be out indefinitely. Definitely not going to be there for the start of the season. Um, for the start of the season, he has knee inflammation, from what I'm showing here. Also basketball news: open practice for college basketball. Also, the NCAA college basketball top 25 has been released. Let me just go over that real quick for you. Uh, let's see. I believe they got number one from what I'm showing here. They actually have Kansas at number one, Alabama at number two, UConn number three, Houston at number four, Iowa State after that, Gonzaga, Duke, Baylor, UNC, Arizona, Auburn, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Purdue, Creighton at number 15, Arkansas at 16, Indiana at 17, Marquette at 18, 19 is Texas, Cincinnati at 20, 21 is Florida, UCLA at 22, 23 Kentucky, Ole Miss, and rounding out is Rutgers over there across the bridge in Jersey. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all your good work. Coaches poll. I believe one of the only, I would say, one of the other colleges that's pretty much going to stay in that top, I would say like top 10 is probably going to be Duke because of Cooper Flag. I'm going to say UConn because they're repeating. So, of course, you're going to be top five after you repeat. Um, the Zags, depending on where they're going to be at, like in their new conference, and see if they can adapt like to their new conference. Um, I'm seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of opportunity here for some of these because you have to also look at it from a geographical standpoint too, because some of these teams that are coming from the Pac-12, they have to like travel. They have to travel going to like Nebraska, going to Wyoming and Idaho and all these other places like that are around like the Big 12 and Big 10 and stuff like that. So, or like the WAC conference, wherever most of these teams elected to go, um, whatever conference these small teams that they elected to go. So good luck. Good luck in the in your new conference, wherever your teams are going, whether it's the Pac-12 or the WAC or the Mountain Conference, whatever the case may be, SEC, Big 12, ACC, Big East, whatever the case may be. So definitely good luck. Also, and so shout out to all the people we know, friends of the program, that we know, coaches as well, coaches, trainers. Definitely wishing you guys a great, a blessed start of the basketball season. Um, Also during the week, the WNBA was playing. Looks like let's see, I believe New York leads the series 2-1. So basically, the Liberty can actually close it out this Friday. Just a quick recap of the first three games. In game one, Minnesota Lynx and New York Liberty. Minnesota Lynx actually win that game in overtime. Game two, New York Liberty and Minnesota Lynx. Actually, New York Liberty take that game back. Ties up the series 1-1. Then game three, which is the game that just happened about, I would say maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Tuesday. New York Liberty, Minnesota Lynx. Man, listen, great. Sabrina. That's what that basically is. Sabrina. Shout out to the University of Oregon, where she came from. Listen, she was getting hit a cold blooded dagger game winning three on Minnesota's floor. And when the reporters asked her about the shot, like, how do you feel about making this shot? To get up in the series by one, she was like, "No, I knew I was going to make the shot." And she was getting texts and tweets from NBA players all around saying that, "Yeah, I knew I was going to make it." Yeah, that's basically what she was saying. So, but definitely a great shot by Sabrina. Also notables in that game, Brianna Stewart, aka Stewie. Stewie had 30 points, 11 rebounds, one assist, one steal, four blocks. Sabrina, of course, had 13 points, five rebounds, six assists, one steal, one block, one game-winning dagger three. From Minnesota, everybody's favorite mom, Nafisa Collier, had 22 points, nine rebounds, two assists, five steals. Shut out. And Caleb McBride had 19 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals for Minnesota. So basically, the next game, if you're not doing anything tonight, definitely gonna be some good women's basketball. New York Liberty at Minnesota tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you're not doing anything, definitely tune in to them. Shout out to them. Good luck with you guys in finals. Hopefully they can even up the finals, and it could be like pretty much best out of five, basically best out of five. 2-2 type that series. Who wants it more? In high school basketball, the City of Palms Classic announced their field of teams, and if you're not sure, if you're not privy to know what the City of Palms Classic is, it's basically that big time classic tournament that they have down in Florida with different teams. Some of the teams that are like some of the higher ranked teams in the nation. They come from all around. A couple years ago, when they had like Justin Edwards and Ahmad Noel and everybody, I believe that was 2023 or 2022. I think that was 2022. 2022. They actually did their thing in the City of Palms Classic, knocking off a lot of good teams. But the only team that's actually representing Pennsylvania this year would be Archbishop Carroll, I believe. That's what I'm showing here. Archbishop Carroll is the sole representative for Pennsylvania. Also in high school news, shout out to Penn Charter's Jake West. He's actually committing to Northwestern. So definitely congratulations and shout out to him. Davante Allen. If you're not familiar with the last name, he's actually the son of Villanova alum and former Villanova star Malik Allen from Mount Verde. He's actually committing to Villanova. Definitely following Dad's footsteps. Now, if you don't know who Malik Allen was, Malik Allen actually played for. He played for Villanova during, I'm going to say, the Steve Lapis era. This is right after Kerry Kittles, Alvin Williams. This is right after them. This is kind of during like that, not that dark, not the dark era, but this is like the era when all the stars left, and they had to actually reset. I think this is when they had, let me see, Malik Allen at that time. I think they had Howard Brown. I think John Celestin was on that team too, representing Jersey. Tim Thomas actually left the year before. And yeah, I think that was that team. Howard Brown, John Celestin, Malik Allen, Zeffie Penn, all those other guys. Yeah, so shout out to Rafael Biggis. Shout out to them. Yeah. Oh, shout out to B, man. B says, shout out to B. B says, Larry better not say nothing about them Eagles. Well, I mean, you guys are, well, yeah, you're right. I mean, you guys barely beat the, beat the Browns like last week. I mean, you guys were about to lose. So, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. A win is a win. Hopefully, we can get on that same type of bandwagon too. Like I said, my Jets have Davante. Maybe we can do something with that. Now we have like weapons at both ends, and we have a good running attack. The only thing we have to do is basically keep Aaron Rodgers upright. That's all we have to do. Keep Aaron Rodgers upright so he can sit there and pick the defense apart. Because we got weapons now. We got a good tight end. We have 2 receivers on both sides, Pro Bowl receivers at both sides, as like I may add. Also, we have a Pro Bowl running back as well, possibly 2 Pro Bowl running backs. So I don't know. Pray for my Jets, man. Just pray for them. Also, definitely want to shout out and say congratulations to the former University City high school girls basketball coach, Coach Lurleen Jones. She actually had a street named after her in her honor in regards to the most public league championships in league history, which is 12. Now, of course, Coach Jones has coached so many people that I know. A couple people that I'm close with. I believe Baby Barkley. She was part of that before she went to Rutgers. And let me see who else. Definitely in the 80s. So, and to be honest with you, University of C was definitely a powerhouse, like in the 80s and 90s, with likes of like Tracy Johnson, Trinetta Stewart. There's so many people that came through that University City girls basketball team program. So shout out and congratulations to Coach Jones. Shout out. Unfortunately, I have to, report the death of another Philadelphia treasure. Rest in peace to the great Bobby Lewis, aka the inventor of the two ball drill. The drill when you're just dribbling with both hands, you're like dribbling up, dribbling down, trying to dribble through your legs. This guy right here, he's the best that ever did it, aka Bobby Lewis, one of the best, coldest, I actually had to ask around about who Bobby Lewis was, and this dude was cold, straight cold, one of the best PGs ball handlers in Philadelphia history. Like if you don't like when you think of basketball, back in the '60s, you think of Earl the Pearl, you think of like Wilt, you think of so many other people, and definitely Bobby Lewis definitely gets mentioned on this because he's a cold point guard, definitely representing South Philly. We also let me see what break. I guess we had a breakdown here. Let me just give you a little quick background. He went to John Bartram High School, of course, and let's see, I believe it's the same school that Earl the Pearl went to. Went to South Carolina State, part of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which is the SIAC back then. He was the SIAC Tournament MVP, also first team Small College All American, 1967 FIBA Barcelona Gold Medal winner, and also the second pick in the fifth round of the 1968 ABA draft by the Dallas Chaparrals. But also he came back to coach at Haverford State, and from there he was just been great coach, great role model. So definitely want to send the family condolences from the In the Basement podcast. You will be missed. You definitely will be missed there. Let me see. Also, let me check here with my papers. I believe that might be it. Oh, nope. Also, there's some other college news. Other college news that's been going on. The great, what is his name for Virginia? I just had it. It is in here somewhere. Tony Bennett. I'm sorry. Tony Bennett for University of Virginia. He's actually stepping down immediately. Not showing. They're not saying why he's stepping down. But I guess it's just I guess he just thought upon himself. He's going out in his own in his own way. So definitely wish Tony Bennett happy retirement. And the person that's actually coming in is, I believe, is Ron Sanchez. Is coming in as his replacement for UVA. If you're not familiar with UVA, quite a few people, especially a couple Philly guys that came through. DeAndre Hunter was part of that University of Virginia program. Also, Virginia was also part of history as well. I believe they were the second number one seed to go down by a 16 seed. And unfortunately, that stuck with them. But the next year, they actually won the championship, so that erased everything. Then a couple years after that, after the COVID, they got knocked off by I think like a number 15 seed. I think they were like a number 2 seed, and they got knocked off by a 15 seed. But I think everything just ran its course. I don't know if they were going to get rid of him, just because of not getting all the recruits. They kept getting put out early in the tournament as an ACC school, and I think the AD just thought it was time. So I guess he went out by his own rules. Tony Bennett probably just retired before they fired him. So but definitely congratulations, happy retirement. Also, quiet as kept. Digging into football, quiet as kept. Now, is it me, or is it NFC North? Like the best division in the NFL right now. Let's do a quick rundown real quick. Each team, I'm looking at each team from top to bottom in this whole division. Each team has at least 4 wins. So you know what that means? Somebody in this division has 5 wins. Somebody's undefeated in this division. That would be the Vikings. Vikings are at 5-0. Lions are at 4-1. Packers are 4-2. Bears are at 4-2. So basically, some of these teams are going to keep winning. Another team is going to lose. But yet they're still going to be pretty much the best division in the NFL right now. Shout out to Daryl Sorry ass Bears, man. Like I really was I was really hard on them for real, for real. I thought they were going to finish last in their division, which they are last in their division, but it's a good division. So if the playoffs started today, they'd probably be what? Probably fifth. They probably be like fifth in the conference. So, man, shout out to those sorry ass Bears. Shout out to the Packers, Lions, Vikings. You guys are doing good over there. Keep up the great work. Um, yeah. Other than that, going to the fantasy football. I believe in fantasy football. Wow, it's rough for me in fantasy football. I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I'm putting people in, it's just screwing up. Either they're getting hurt or like they're just get put out. For some odd reason they just sit out for some strange reason. Who knows? But let's see what's going on with the teams with the sit-em for my fantasy football. Teams with buys. Teams that have buys this week would be the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. So if you have any players that are slated to play, take them out because they have buys this week. You're going to get zero productivity. For quarterbacks, that I would sit. This is going to sound strange, but I'm going to sit Patrick Mahomes against the 49ers for some odd reason. I think it's over. Not for him like for the season, but just for this game. I think it's going to have low productivity in this game, just because it's actually the revenge game from last year and the last year in the Super Bowl with the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm definitely going to sit him. I think Brock Purdy's going to come out. He's going to have a monster game at 4 o'clock. I believe that's a 4 o'clock game on Fox, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's going to have a good game, Brock Purdy and them. Daniel Jones against the Eagles. To be honest with you, I don't think Daniel Jones stands a chance against that Eagles. The Eagles are going to be hyped to play against the Giants just because Saquon Barkley is returning over there. So basically, it's just going to be a whole lot of run plays, and it's going to be a whole lot of run plays. It's going to be a whole lot of Saquon Barkley barking at everybody, and Daniel Jones is just going to have to fall back. It's not about him. It's not about him. It's not about him today. It's about Saquon Barkley's return. It's not about him. Also, I'm going to send you Trevor Lawrence against the Patriots, even though the Jags have been over in London for like the last 2 weeks. I still think he's just going to have low productivity against the Patriots. So this is just me. This is not in the basement saying like you should sit this person. If you have him in your lineup, put him in your lineup. It's up to you. Running backs, I'll be sitting Raheem Mostert. I'm going to be sitting Jalen Warren against the Jets. I'm sitting Alexander Madison against the Chargers. I'm sitting Zach Charbonnet against the Falcons. For some reason, Zach Charbonnet just has been productive since like the second game. I'm sitting him. I'm also sitting Tyler Algeller against the Seahawks. Wideouts that I'll be sitting. I'm sitting DeAndre Hopkins against the Bills. I'm sitting Calvin Ridley against the Bills. I'm sitting Christian Kirk against the Patriots. I'm sitting Christian Watson with the Texans. I'm sitting him for real. I have him in my lineup. I'm also going to be sitting Michael Pittman Jr. Against the Dolphins. And for tight ends, I'll be sitting Mark Andrews with the Bucks. For some reason, he stays on this list. Noah Fant versus the Falcons. Isaiah Likely at the Falcons as well. So you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to actually pick these players. Some of these players, every time I put them on the sit list, they actually have great games. Like a couple weeks ago, I sat Tyler Jeller, and he went off like 2 touchdowns. So what do I know? So anyway,
You are now in
it's
the
just I don't know. I just don't have any
mind
luck with like
of
fantasy
K.
football, but that's okay. Thursday night football. If you didn't see it, quick breakdown. Thursday night football. The Bronx traveled down to New Orleans to play the Saints. The Broncos got the statement win, 33-10. Passing wise, Bo Nix he went for 16 for 26. 16 for 26 for 164 yards. Rushing, Javante Willis. If you had him in your fancy lineup, he did pretty good. 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Troy Franklin had 5 receptions for 50 yards. On the other side, the Saints QB Spencer Rattler and Jake Hayner. Spencer Rattler went for 25 for 35 for 172 yards. Jake Hayner went 3 for 4 for 38 yards and 1 touchdown. Rushing wise, Kendry Miller had 36 yards, and Cedric Wilson Jr. 6 receptions, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Detroit, excuse me, Denver's real. Denver is real. And let's get down to week 7. Week 7 is starting out. The first game will be the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. I'm picking for some reason. I'm just picking the Jaguars for the win, but Trevor Lawrence, I think, is not going to be as productive per se. Plus, this is Drake May's first time going over to. Well, it's not. I don't know. It's his first time going to London. This is his first time playing over there in London. So I think the jet lag is going to play a part. Jet lag. Also, as a rookie QB, first time might be wide eyed and with everything like that. Everything's going to be coming at him a little bit faster. Like I said, the Jags have been there since the beginning of October, and I believe the Jags are going to finally get their second win of the season. For me, I think the Jags win. My projected score, would be Jaguars 23, Patriots 14. Next game up in the afternoon, the 1 o'clock, the 1 o'clock slot. Seattle Seahawks are playing down in ATL against the Atlanta Falcons. You know what? Just because of last week's loss, I believe Gino and DK and all them, they're going to get their act together and they'll take care of business down there. They're going to be focused. They're not going to be going around there and, down to the clubs and stuff like that down there, downtown Atlanta. And then, even DK Metcalf said it himself. Like, he said it to the press. He said, listen, I owe you guys one from last week. That's my fault. That's on me. So guess what? Guess who's going to be getting targeted for the first couple of times during the first quarter? DK Metcalf. So I think the Seahawks win this in a close one. Seahawks 27, Falcons 23. Next game up. Tennessee Titans at the Buffalo Bills. This is what I call my royal flush. This is when, it's just unanimous around, across the board. I've talked to people. I've even talked to professors. I've talked to everyone. And I asked them about the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. They said the Buffalo Bills. They didn't even know who the Tennessee Titan was. But like I said, this is my first royal flush of the day. The Titans rookie will get on-the-job training on what a real quarterback looks like. This is how to survive in the league. This game is going to be over early, and the Bills are going to remain first atop the AFC East. My score for that would be Bills 30, Titans 13. This is going to be a slugfest. Next game up, Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. This is like an if. If the Browns still start Deshaun Watson and no shade to Deshaun Watson, it's just he's just struggling during the season. I'm not saying he has a bad season. He's just struggling during the season. That's all he's doing. It's a struggle. He's getting back to regular NFL life. It's gonna take a minute. So, but if they're still gonna stick with him, he's been playing kind of like subpar. So then I'm gonna take the Bengals outright. Plus this is actually a division matchup between, this is the Battle of Ohio, and I think the Cincinnati Bengals have a little bit more pride when it comes down to things like this. So, and even if Deshaun Watson doesn't start, they still win. And the only good thing about this is, like in your fantasy, welcome back Nick Chubb. He's going to get a majority of the runs. But I still think the Browns. It's going to be a hard fought game until like maybe the third quarter, and then the Bengals are pretty much going to run the ball, and that's pretty much it. I see the Bengals winning 27-21 for the Battle of Ohio. Next game up would be the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. Even though Houston is the better team, it's just something about that Lambeau Field. It's like that, the mojo and the mystery of Lambeau Field and how it gets the place shaken. It's kind of like when when these teams play at Duke and somehow they have the lead, but then next thing you know, they don't have the lead. Calls are not going their way. They're fumbling the ball. All types of crazy stuff that happens. Shout out to the Underrated Darkness. Good afternoon to the chat. First time, hit that like and subscribe button, man. Hit it. We're going to see you. So just let me know what's on your mind. Let me know about these picks and whatnot so far. Um, Underrated. I actually went over, the Patriots and Jaguars, Seattle Seahawks, Atlanta Falcons, Tennessee Titans and the Bills, Bengals and Browns. Now I'm about to jump on the Texans and the Packers. So just let me know, what's your take on some of these picks and whatnot. And guess what? My picks are not always correct. I just want you to know. Just you know. So just let me know how you feel. Oh, okay, all right. Shout out. Thank you. Underrated. Appreciate you. But like I said,
I
um,
appreciate that.
so it's the fact it's something about that mojo in the Lambeau Field that like players don't understand, and even the best teams like have trouble with it. I think it might be like something with the broadcaster jinx. When they just mention the name, you're going into Lambeau Field. It's just something happens. So me myself, I'm going to take the Packers on the upset pick. I got the Packers winning a hard fought one. Packers 27, Texans 24. Shout out. Next game up would be the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. Dr. Kyle's Colts. Shout out to Dr. Kyle, the Black Psychologist Podcast. Definitely like and subscribe. Go to his podcast just in case. You have lots of advice, lots of tips how to deal with mental health and different and mind state and things of that sort, and also like psychology as well. He's a doctor in this field. He knows what he's talking about. But shout out to Dr. Kyle's Colts. Joe Flacco is out. AR5 is in. Anthony Richardson is in. Hopefully, he doesn't get hurt again. But what I did hear about Miami is I heard Tyler Huntley was spending time getting to know his receivers more during that bye week, and I think this week will be the week that Waddle and Hill start showing off. Tyler Huntley just lets it go. He just lets the reins go. He just starts just throwing the thing out there so they can go make plays. My thing is, I think this is going to be this might be the game that Waddle and Hill go for they both go for 100 plus. For some odd reason, they're going to go for 100 plus in the air. They're going to get the party started early, and that's it. And after that, they're not going to look back. But the Colts will still, since AR5 is in, he's going to be a great equalizer. I still think the Colts get the win down there in good old sunny Miami. I have the Colts winning 27, and the Dolphins. Shout out. Oh man. Yeah, Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings are the next game that's coming up. This is going to be a great game with like absolutely no defense whatsoever. It's going to be scoring from the kickoff, and I think the Vikings streak stops here. The Lions are going to have something to say in that vicious, but yet talented NFC North. Somebody has to lose this one, and I think this time is going to be the Vikings. I think the bus is stopped right now. Oh, underrated. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Because some of the guys here, like Larry, Dr. Kyle, Mont, Daryl, Wolfman, everybody, like they don't take my picks seriously. They always pick opposite of what I pick. So thank you, underrated. I appreciate you, bro. Like I said, it's going to be another great game with two of the top offenses in the league. It's going to be like scoring from the rip. This is one of those games where like you just want to sit here and watch this game if you have Sunday ticket, or hopefully this game will be on Fox. You definitely want to watch this. You definitely want to watch this game. My score for this one is going to be a high scoring game per se. I have the Lions scoring 34, and I have the Minnesota Vikings with 24. Shout out. All right, for the game of the day for you Eagles fans out here, there's really nothing to say for this one. Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. Um, Listen, I'm just going to say I feel sorry for the Giants. All the Giants fans around that I know they're out there wearing blue and red and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what you should do because this game is going to start and end with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is going to get the ball from the giddy up. He might get booed. He might get cheered. Who knows? I don't even think Saquon even cares. I think Saquon's going to have music going on. I don't even think he's going to know what the plays are. He's just going to just get the ball and just run towards the end zone, mess around, might hurdle somebody. Who knows? I definitely have, the I definitely have the Eagles winning, 27-17. It might be more, to be honest with you, because I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a passing touchdown. because he wants to get into the mix as well. But shout out to all the Eagles fans out here. This is the game that everybody's been waiting for. This is the game I've been waiting for too as well. So I definitely want to see that. Hopefully I can see that. Get that Hokie tray ready. Next game up. Shout out to Underrated. Next game up. I think this is. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I skipped the Rams game too. Next game up, Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Rams. I might skip this game. This might be the game that I'll be watching back and forth on Red Zone because this is like two. It's like two dumpster fires. Yeah. I'm probably gonna skip this game and just find a second Hoagie train and just do my thing. But I still got the Rams winning. Over the Vegas Raiders. I got the Rams winning 13-24. They're 24-13. Next game up. Carolina Panthers and the Washington Commanders. Man, listen, Washington Commanders are balling right now, man, and a lot of people around the league are saying that Jalen Daniels he's him. That's what they're saying around the league. They're saying that of course Lamar Jackson and everybody else are good and stuff like that. They're really saying that Jalen Daniels he's the next him right there. So it's shout out to Underrated. The NFC North is the best division in the NFL. Everybody in that division has at least like 4 wins, if not 4 wins, with the exception of the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings they're undefeated, like I said, but according to my picks, they're going to be 5-1. And they're still going to be on top of the division. Mess around, be on top of the conference. But like back to Jalen Daniels, so far so good. Like he's looking really good now. Now against like a team like Carolina, which is almost dead last in points allowed and defense and things of that sort, like he's really going to look like the real deal against them, against Carolina because, like I said, they allow the most points in the league. This game has a Tecmo Bowl score written all over it. I'm talking like 72-6 or something like that, something crazy. This is like playing with the 49ers. You got Montana and Rice, and all you think you're doing, you're just throwing slants all day. And for all my 80s dudes that grew up in the 80s and 90s who know about Tecmo Bowl, if you know, you know. But I definitely see the Washington Commanders definitely getting the win. I don't think they're even going to fall behind in the first quarter. They're pretty much going to run up the score, and then the Panthers will get like some go-ahead points, things of that sort. I got the Commanders winning 34-21, and it might be more than that. I think the Washington Commanders might mess around to score a 40 burger. They might run up the 40 burger on them, just because. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Definitely want to give you guys props. Shout out to B. Shout out to Underrated. Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers. This is pretty much the game of the day that everybody talks about. This is the Super Bowl rematch per se. But to be honest with you, I really don't see anything changing in this game per se, except for Brock Purdy going off and the 49ers, they get that statement win back. That's kind of like, well, it's kind of like your little brother beating you, it's like, all right, it's about time that you beat me, something like that. But Purdy's going to look good. Plus, the 49ers, this is pretty much what we call like the game that's circled on your calendar, the bulletin board material. Like they're going to come out. They're going to come out with a vengeance. They're going to have like the narrative and things of that sort. So, yeah. So I had the 49ers winning this one 27-24 in an emotional win. It's going to be an emotional win for the 49ers for this one. I think Kittle, my fault, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and everybody, they're going to get off. They're going to get off in this one. So I have the 49ers winning 27, an emotional 27 to the Chiefs 24. Next game up, you know what? Let me just put on my music, man. I'm not even going to hold you. You already know what game I'm talking about. You know what game I'm talking about. It's the
and
New York
gentlemen,
Jets.
may I have your attention,
Beloved Pittsburgh
please?
Steelers.
The show
Davante Adams is
starts in 10,
A-Rod is back in the investigator.
8,
Let's get it. Know
7,
what it is.
6,
A-Rod is back.
5,
We got
4, 3,
We got running back.
2,
We got
1, go.
You know what? On paper, my Jets are looking real good. We're looking like an All-Pro Madden team on Madden, but we got to see what's going on with this offensive line because what good are these receivers if my quarterback can't get to the receivers? You know, the great Rick Pitino once said, "How you shut down a good receiver is you shut down their quarterback." You know, because the receiver can't pass and throw to himself. But we definitely have to see how this dynamic is going to work out. We also have to see how this dynamic is going to work out with Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams. Because guess what? Now that Aaron Rodgers' best friend is here in the flow, in the flow of the offense, what does that mean for Garrett Wilson? Is Garrett Wilson going to be that guy who it's kind of like you have your homeboy, but then you have your homeboy from back in the day, and he comes around, and so now you're turning all your attention to your homeboy from back in the day, leaving your homie at the present time. You're leaving him out, outside by himself. Somebody's going to feel some type of way. Now, what Garrett Wilson can use this for? He can use this for motivation. It's like, look, instead of trying to beat him, join him. So hook up with Davante Adams, pick his brain. Ask him what does it take to, with Aaron Rodgers, what's his dispositions, how does he like the ball thrown to him, things of that sort, just take notes, and listen, to be honest with you, I mean, if this thing works out, we can mess around and be on top of the AFC East probably within the next like 3 games, depending on what happens in the rest of the AFC East with the other teams, winning and losing and things of that sort. But I definitely have faith in the Jets. Hopefully, this dynamic works because now, Woody Johnson pretty much quietly said and demonstrated to Aaron Rodgers, A-aron, AR8. He pretty much said to him like this: "Look, got rid of the coach." Got rid of the offensive coordinator. We got the offensive coordinator that you wanted. We got all the players that you wanted, whether it's like Randall Cobb, whether it's Alan Lazard, whether it's Davante Adams. Like you got 3 guys. You got your guys that you want on your team. Now you can get it done. If you don't get it done, it's not us. It's you. It's you, AR. AR8, not AR5, AR8. But I'm definitely excited to see what they're going to bring against Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh is insistent on just grinding things out, making things, grimy and dirty. So I want to see how the Jets respond, to keeping it like a low-scoring game. Because if this is a low-scoring game, this is what Aaron Rodgers, this is his thing right here. Keep in mind, he used to play for Green Bay. So he knows how to get these, gutted out, ugly wins, per se. So I think I got faith in him. All we have to do is just keep them upright. Defense has to represent, which they always do, but you can't keep the defense out there all the time because defense is going to get tired. That's going to just open up holes and pass interference calls and penalties and things of that sort. So, but I have my Steelers with the upset win, and if the Steelers, if the Jets get this upset win, I'm saying this could be epic. This really could be epic, man. This could be epic, and you're going to hear my mouth for at least 2 weeks with the win. This water is amazing. But anyway, I still got my Jets with the win. I got my Jets winning 24. to 20. Next game up is Monday Night Football. So just in case if you're not doing anything on Sunday night at around like 8:20, 8:27, definitely check out that Jets and Pittsburgh game. Now, if the I will watch that game all the way through. I don't care if the Jets are getting blown out. I'm still going to watch that game all the way through. I'll just analyze the game, whatever. So I'm not going to turn my back on the Jets. But like I said, this could be an epic turnaround or an epic disaster. So hopefully it's the first, not the latter. So I got my faith in you guys. So next game up is the Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First to a doubleheader of the Monday Night Football. For Derrick Henry, this is going to be a payback game for Derrick Henry because I believe the last time he faced Tampa Bay, I think Tampa Bay has Todd Bowles, if I'm not mistaken. This is when I think he played for the Titans. Yep, he played for the Titans. Didn't do too good. I think he had like 0 touchdowns, like 16 yards or something like that. Maybe a fumble. So that's going to be circled on his schedule. But this time it's a little bit different now. You got MVP QB, Lamar Jackson and the rest of the guys, and he's going to be like opening up the offense as well. So I mean, look, you open up that offense, man. Look, you start showing those gaps and everything like that. Derrick Henry's going to hit that gap. Man, and if you know what I know, a lot of people don't want to try to tackle Derrick Henry. You might have to like trip him or something like that, whatever the case may be. A lot of people, by the time you get to the second quarter, you're going to make a lot of business decisions. Do I want to try to wrap this guy up? I mean, because all I'm going to do is get ran over and stiff on. I'm not trying to get embarrassed in front of my family on national television. Like I said, it's going to be different this time around. I got the Ravens winning. Ravens winning 30-21. It's gonna be a hard fought game, but the Ravens are going to like probably maybe get a couple turnovers like in the third quarter, and probably pretty much decide the game. They'll just coast, in the fourth. The last game for Monday for Week 7 will be the Los Angeles Chargers against the Arizona Cardinals. Monday Night Football, second half of the doubleheader. Chargers going to get this one because they're going to take advantage of the Cardinals defense. Cardinals defense, once again, they're one of the last teams in points allowed, basically, and they're going to take advantage of it. Plus, I'm not sure. It's still day to day. I'm not sure if Marvin Harrison. Shout out to Marvin Harrison and his family. I'm not sure if he's going to be suiting up because I think he still might be in concussion protocol. So that'll leave a hole on that side. So they're going to take advantage of that. They might just double over. But like I said, I think the Chargers are going to win this one. They're going to go into Phoenix, and they're going to win this one. I got the Chargers winning 27-21. That's pretty much it for Week 7. Shout out to the doctor. Sports of rig. No need for a conversation. Oh shucks, no need for a conversation on. Yeah, you know what? Doc? I saw if you get a chance, if you watch the All the Smoke podcast, like Mateen Cleese talks about that, like how sports are rigged and stuff like that. I don't know if sports are rigged, maybe for depending on the game, depending who's playing, depending on like the media coverage and things of that sort. So, but thank you for your comment, man. I definitely appreciate that. So we're about to get on out of here. Definitely want to give a shout out to everybody. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to Pop Kenny. Shout out to Dr. Kyle. Shout out to Trentron and the AKAs out there in Penn State. Delta Gamma chapter, of course. My Belinda Page, aka the Extra P, going on her Girl Scout trip. And of course, to Sean and the Soros from Delta Sigma Theta. Delta Tau chapter. Shout out. And my guys at the run. At the run today. Shout out to B. For chiming in. Shout out to underrated darkness. Shout out to Dr. Boudreaux. Shout out to them for coming in and chiming in on the picks. Shout out to my guys at the run today. I went amazing 3-0. I didn't really score. Shout out to my man Paul. He came back. And shout out to my In the Basement crew. My man, of course, Larry Stepp, a.k.a. Dr. Kyle. We got my brother Daryl, the Wolfman, SB Talk Sports. We got Real Takes Over Fake Debates. Get Your Bars Up Media, Best 7 Podcast, Mike Anderson, and the rest of the basketball guys. And shout out to my fantasy football crew as well. Shout out to the Gridiron Gurus. Shout out to the Goodfellas League. And shout out to the In the Basement Fantasy Football for another year of 2024. Once again, this is KC from In the Basement Podcast with Next Step. Hopefully I can get on with Larry on Sunday. Hopefully I can, but if I can't, I'll probably be in church, whatever the case may be. But I'll definitely be with you guys. But I want to, wish you guys a happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a nice weekend outside, so definitely go outside, enjoy it, mow the lawn, barbecue, whatever the case may be. And looks like I'll be seeing you guys. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you guys on Sunday. If not, I will see you guys on another Friday. You guys enjoy your weekend. Escape. Later.